Hi there, I'm Lavana Faye and welcome to Dragon Age Origins, episode 7. Okay, so we're still in the Kakara Wilds. We have just finished looting Missionary Rigby's stash, which he left for his son, but the son is dead, so we've taken it. And I think the only place left to go is down that way. So we've taken all of the chastened trail signs that we can find. Yeah, there's no more little markers on the map, so the last one should be down here somewhere. Alright. Actually, I've spoken to Jory, but I haven't spoken to the other two, so let's talk to Davith.
Yes?
Where are you from, Davith?
I grew up in a village about a day's trip to the east. Little blot you wouldn't even find on a map. Haven't been back in years. I struck out for the city as soon as I could outrun my pa. I've been in Denerim for what, 6 years now? Never liked it much, but there's more purses there than anywhere else.
So you're a cut purse.
And a pickpocket, thank you very much. Or was, anyhow. Who'd ever guess I'd end up a Grey Warden?
Well, you must have impressed someone. I mean, how did they even find you in the first place?
I found them. I cut Duncan's purse while he was standing in a crowd. He grabs my wrist, but I squirm out and bolt. The old bugger can run, but the garrison caught me first. I'm a wanted man in Denerim, you see, so they were going to string me up right there.
Well, clearly they didn't. So what happened?
Duncan stopped them. Invoked the right of conscription. I gave the garrison the finger while I was walking away. Don't know why Duncan wants someone like me. But he says finesse is important, and that I'm fast with a blade. You bet your boots I am. Besides, it beats getting strung up.
I'm sure it does. So I saved your life too, then? What do you think of Duncan? What's your impression of him?
Alright for an old bugger. He's faster than he looks too.
Right. Well, any suggestions on what we should do next?
We still have to find those documents. I've never heard of a tower that stood for more than 10 years in this forest.
Well, apparently it was made by Tevinter, so maybe magic is helping keep it together. Anyway, we should probably go.
Hey, I'm following you, aren't I?
Yes, you are, Davith. You really are. Okay. And let's just get in here that... Oh. Thank you, autosave. Right at the beginning of the episode. Why not? Oh. Okay. Herlock Emissary. Okay. And what were you saying? You know the drill. Okay. Well, let's put my shield on.
Close by.
Oh. How dare you? Let's put some mana drain on this guy.
Drill.
I do know the drill, right. Hey, there we go. Okay. Pulling some actual mana from him. And let's freeze him as well. There we go. Okay. Arcane Bolt, I think. Nice. Get in there, Davith. Oh, don't let him get away, Davith. Come on. No, how dare you. Trap triggered. Never mind, Davith, it's fine. Oh, never mind, Jory, it's fine. We're good. There we go. Davith caught up with him. Alright, let's take you out. What happened there? Codex updated. Alright. I think that'll be for the Herlock Emissary. Thank you, Davith. This guy, he knows. He knows what needs to be done. Let's get a mind blast on. Oh. Okay. So that genlock is just too far away. I definitely need to be closer to my my enemies. Okay. Well, let's go back this way and we will... Yeah, there it is. Okay, the Chastened Trail sign. And these genlock rogues, why not? 5 copper there. 6 copper there. Okay, so there was actually 3 of them over here. You guys were fighting and I wasn't even looking. Where is that? Here.
Let's see.
Okay, Chastened Trail Signs. The trail signs of the Chastened have alerted me to an old cache in the Kakara Wilds. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can't see it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's down here somewhere. Because that's where we get the chastened robe from. And I definitely remember getting the chastened robe. And my jaw dropping at the travesty of clothing that really is. Or at least the model used to be. Okay. Dead soldier. He looks exactly like Jory. Doesn't he? Jory, is he a friend? Pouch of ashes. An excerpt from local myths and legends. Okay. A small leather pouch containing ash, ostensibly taken from cremated remains, and a yellowed, blood-stained page torn from a large book. Awesome. Pinch of ashes. Torn from a book on local myths and legends. The Kakari Wilds are rife with legends and myths that have amazed and confounded scholars since the fall of Ostagar in ancient times. One such mystery lies behind the tale of Astia and Nebenar, two young lovers who lived in Ostagar. The legend says that Astia grew up in the company of Gazarath, a spirit of the earth bound to an overhang on the bank of a lake in the Kakari Wilds. Gazarath began to fancy her, and they spent much of their days together, talking and laughing. Over the years, however, Astia became a woman and began to seek the company of men. When Astia met Nebenar, the two fell in love, and Astia hoped to bring her lover to see her spirit friend. But the spirit, angered and jealous, bade her begone. Gazarath told her that she would never see it again until she brought her lover's ashes and sprinkled them over their spot. Astia was horrified, and she fled from the enraged spirit. But she began to miss Gazarath, and on the day Nebenar asked her to marry him, she cut her beloved's throat, burned him, and brought his ashes to Gazarath, knowing that their marriage would forever sever her ties to her dear spirit friend. There are legends among the chastened that Gazarath still haunts that lake, and that those who sprinkle the ashes of the deceased over the right spot can summon the spirit. In memory of the contract with its beloved Astia, Gazarath will grant a single wish and then vanish, never to be heard from again. A note is scribbled in the margin beneath the page. Marcus, I think this is real. If you take the ashes I gave you and scatter them over a pile of rocks on an overhang overlooking that half-sunken Tevinter dome, maybe Gazarath will appear and give you a wish. If the battle takes you there, I think it's worth a try. Ooh dear. Well, okay. Really? Well. Herlock. Emissaries. Okay, Herlock emissaries have also been known to appear during a blight. These darkspawn are the only ones recorded as being capable of human speech, and are often capable of employing magic. Ugh. Human speech. Yikes. If you know, you know. Ugh, no. Right. Darkspawn dagger. Nice. Okay. Let's clean up a bit more. Lesser health poultice, alright. Oh, 43 copper. Okay, and let's grab this emissary as well. Right. Concentrated venom and a darkspawn staff. I think... yeah, that's exactly the same as what we've got already. Alright. Well, it's still a good haul, even if it is the same as what we've got. Yeah. Elf
more darkspawn. Close by. Know the drill.
We do. We certainly do. Okay, let's get a mind blast off. Ah, there you are. Okay, so there's 4 of them. Let's go for this one. Alright. Yeah, pinball on that. Thank you, Davith. Okay. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Lovely. Alright. 55 copper.
As you wish.
57 copper. And the others didn't have anything. Okay.
Right.
An elf root and the cash right here.
Leave it to me.
Okay, a barbarian mace, a chastened crusher, wild's bow, thane helmet, chastened robes. Okay, oh, the chastened robe, it's not that great actually. Well, 6 defense. And a Dalish robe. Ah, the Dalish robe has 0 to magic. Okay. If it has +0 to magic, plus 0% to healing effects received, and plus 0% spirit damage. Why is that even showing up? It's nothing. It should just say plus 1 spell power and plus 0.25 mana regeneration in combat. Surely. Well, I'd still rather have the spell power than the defense, so... Anyway, topaz, malachite and quartz. Okay, it looks the same though, doesn't it? It's pretty much... Yeah, this outfit replacer is for the chastened robe mesh, so... Yeah, alright. And that got rid of all my gore as well. Perfect. So when we actually talk to Morrigan... Let's put my Dalish robe back on. Yep. When we talk to Morrigan, we shouldn't be blooded up. That's fantastic. Yeah, we look much better now. Well, I do. You boys don't. But... never mind. I have considered turning the persistent gore off, so that we're not constantly covered in blood. I mean, on the one hand, I like it. It does help you to feel like you've been, you know, wading through darkspawn or other enemies this entire time. But on the other, it makes it very difficult to get good screen caps. Alright, pile of rocks. You see a pile of stones covered in a fine layer of dust and ash. Well, let's sprinkle more ash on the pile of stones.
Who summons Gazalath from slumber?
Nice! Okay, he doesn't always speak, or at least the words are not always audible, so that was really nice to hear. Is that a fix that has helped him to actually say that? Because before, I think I've only heard it a couple of times. Oh, let's mind blast him. Oh, resisted! Damn, okay. Freeze him. Resisted! Oh, he is tough. He is a tough cookie, but luckily... Put yourself out, Jory, honestly. Luckily, not that difficult. Okay, Gazarath. Potent lyrium potion, nice. We had, actually, creatures, yeah we did. Okay, shade. It's often been suggested that the only way for a demon to affect the world of the living is by possessing a living, or once living, body, but this is not always true. Indeed, a shade is one such creature, a demon in its true form that has adapted to affect the world around it. My hypothesis is this. We already know that many demons become confused when they pass through the veil into our world. They are unable to tell the living from the dead, the very static nature of our universe being confusing to a creature that is accustomed to a physicality defined entirely by emotion and memory. Most demons seek to immediately seize upon anything they perceive as life, jealously attempting to possess it. But what of those that do not? What of those that encounter no life, or fail to possess a body? What of those that are more cautious by their nature? These demons watch, they lurk, they envy. In time, such a demon will learn to drain energy from the psyche of those it encounters, just as it did in the Fade. Once it is drained enough, it has the power to manifest and will forever after be known as a shade. Such a creature spurns possession. It instead floats as a shadow across its piece of land, preying upon the psyche of any who cross its path. Perhaps it believes itself still in the Fade. There is evidence to believe this is so. A shade will weaken the living by its very proximity. If it focuses its will, it can drain a single target very quickly. Some have even been known to assault the minds of a living victim, causing confusion or horror and making the target ripe for the kill. The tragedy of a shade is perhaps that once it has drained a target whole, its appetite is only heightened rather than slaked. From the journal of former senior enchanter Malleus, once of the Circle of Ravane, declared apostate in 920 Dragon Age. Well, well, well. Declared apostate. So he escaped. That guy escaped his circle. as a senior enchanter. That's impressive. Must have been playing the long game. Or he just died. Enchanter's footing, rough. Maybe he came here. Maybe he came here and these are his shoes. Okay. Yeah, let's put those on. Sweet. I'll leave the chastened robes off though. So, that is everything over here. There's elf fruit there. Yeah, we'll go around because I know that building right there is where we need to go. So let's complete my map a bit. Make sure I haven't missed anything. Yeah. Okay. Is nobody concerned that they've lost all these people? I mean, that's a lot of scouts to go missing in the forest. And they're still insisting that it's not a blight. Come on. You've lost so many people. Ah, and there's another example of the flower. I guess if you didn't pick it from right at the beginning, would that actually be pickable? Oh, and one there as well.
As you wish.
Let's freeze
Leave it
you.
to me.
Yeah. And let's run it in. Okay, everybody should be able to come to me. Can we mana drain one of you? I'm not sure if all of these have mana. Doesn't look like. Okay.
Grant me your
Well, let's
power.
get closer and mind blast. There we go. Sure, let's freeze him. Okay. Come on. I stand no chance. They really don't.
See.
Oh, okay, we got shattering. Brilliant. And that was it. That is the last darkspawn that we're going to meet here. We definitely got... Yes, we did. Okay. Hurlock. Alphas. Alpha Hurlocks are more intelligent and more skilled fighters, often serving as commanders or even generals. Nice. Okay, and spell combinations. Shattering. A creature frozen or petrified by magic, as from the spells Petrify or Cone of Cold, is in a vulnerable state, subject to shattering if excessive force is applied to just the right spot. A critical hit from any weapon may suffice, and the spells Stone Fist and Crushing Prison have been known to achieve the effect as well. Yeah, I absolutely love shattering my enemies. I always get Winter's Grasp and Stone Fist. And that's basically my role in a fight, is just to freeze things and then try to shatter them, but... Enchanted Dagger, 20 firebolts, 20 fire arrows, 2 silver and 33 copper. Okay, it's a bit stingy. He usually has a... Ooh, okay, a small floated lightning crystal. Sweet. But, yeah, the Alpha usually gives me a gem or of some sort. I did expect to see a garnet or something, but okay. Acid flask and a darkspawn short bow. It's probably the only thing that's been a constant for me, treasure-wise, from the darkspawn, but it doesn't look like it's happening this time. Now, at 46 copper. Okay. I usually look forward to taking the gem from that guy. Never mind. I guess the scouts that he fought were not as rich as in past games. Never mind. Deathroot. Yeah, we haven't actually spoken to Alistair, have we? So let's do that now.
We still need to find those documents, if they're even here.
We'll get to it, Alistair. But before that, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
As I said, I was trained as a Templar before Duncan recruited me about 6 months ago. The Chantry raised me. And becoming a Templar was a decision made for me a long time ago. Duncan saw I wasn't happy, and figured my training against mages could double for fighting darkspawn. Now, here I stand, a proud Grey Warden. The Grand Cleric wouldn't have let me go if Duncan never forced the issue. I'll always be grateful to him.
A decision made for you? So you didn't want to join the Chantry and become a mage hunter?
It just wasn't for me. I believe in the Maker well enough, but I never wanted to devote my life to the Chantry.
You seem very fond of him, considering he conscripted you.
I spent years in that Chantry, hopelessly resigned to my fate. Duncan was the first person who cared what I wanted. He risked a lot of trouble with the Grand Cleric to help me.
And you think he did it because that's what you wanted? I don't know, he seems like a more practical man than that. Maybe it was more about finally getting a Templar among the ranks.
Or maybe he just happens to be a good man.
Right, I didn't say he wasn't a good man. Look, do you really have to accompany me around?
Don't worry. I'll try not to embarrass you.
Fine. Well, while you're here, you can answer a few questions for me then.
What about?
Well, the joining ritual for one.
There's not a lot I can tell you. We go and collect darkspawn blood, and then you'll hear everything.
Look, I'm already tainted. You must be able to feel it. I need to be a Grey Warden. Surely you can tell me something more. I'm not going to say anything to the others.
Look, I can't tell you much, alright? The joining is very unpleasant. I wish I could forget it, but I can't. I don't envy what you're going to have to go through.
Everything's unpleasant right now. And I'm not just talking about the dizziness and nausea. Can you tell me anything else?
You learn why it's a secret.
Fine, alright. Suppose it doesn't matter much either way. I need to do it.
That's the spirit. If becoming a Grey Warden were easy, we wouldn't recruit the best. You want to ask me about something else?
Sure. A little bit more about the Grey Wardens wouldn't go amiss. Maharan only had a few stories to tell.
So I imagine. What would you like to know?
Anything you can tell me. I don't think I know anything about the Grey Wardens. Nothing of use, anyway.
Well, let's see. Surely you've heard of Weishaupt Fortress? The great eyrie carved into the White Cliffs far off in the Neanderthals? That's where the Grey Wardens once kept their griffins. The griffins died out, however, and our numbers have dwindled since the last Blight. There's only a handful left in Ferelden. A few more in other nations.
And you can recruit just anyone, right?
King Marek, Kaelin's father, reaffirmed the power the Grey Wardens were given during the Blights. In practice, we can't conscript too often without hurting our cause. We were exiled from Ferelden once. Best not to let that happen again.
Right. So, why do you need to conscript people? What's so special about being a Grey Warden?
The Grey Wardens are warriors without equal. Darkspawn threatened to destroy the world 4 times over. Each time, the Grey Wardens led mankind to victory. Nobody knows more about Darkspawn, and nobody's better equipped to deal with them. You'll see. Trust me.
So, what? They're an order of heroes?
I don't know if I'd go that far. Duncan says the Grey Wardens do whatever is necessary to protect mankind from Darkspawn. That means some pretty extreme things. Whatever it takes to bring victory.
And you said all of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden are here? I haven't seen any other than you and Duncan. Where are they?
The others are camped with the King's soldiers in the valley. The King's given us a position of honor at the vanguard, despite our small numbers. I think Kaelin is actually excited to ride into battle with us. Maybe he thinks that's what his father would have done.
Maybe. He seemed more interested in what would make him a legend than what his father would have done, but sure. Thanks for letting me know.
You want to ask me about something else?
Actually, yeah, what can you tell me about Duncan himself? What do you think about him as a Grey Warden?
Duncan is the leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden. Which he would say doesn't mean much, as there aren't many of us here. Yet, beyond that, he's a good man. A good judge of character. I owe him a lot. What about you? What do you think of him?
He took me away from my clan. But he's also the reason that I'm still alive. To be taken from my clan. I owe him. I owe him my life. Other than that, I'm not really sure.
That sounds familiar. He's done the best he can with what little he has. And that includes me, I guess. You want to ask me about something else?
Yeah, do you really think that this is actually a blight?
Of course.
Really? Just like that? Well, how did you know? How does anyone know that this is actually a blight?
The Grey Wardens keep watch. We feel the darkspawn when they come. You'll understand after the joining, if well, you'll understand. Not to mention people start to notice when darkspawn pour out of the wilds and taint everything around them. Just a guess.
Pour? Pour out of the wilds? How many darkspawn are out here?
Thousands. Tens of thousands. They've had centuries to build up their numbers.
Tens... You Shimlin don't even like it when the elves walk across your lands. How have the darkspawn managed to reach such high numbers? Where did they come from?
You want the Chantry's version or the truth?
Or the truth. Huh. You mean you don't believe that they're the same thing?
They seldom are.
It's good to know you don't believe everything your Chantry tells you. Just tell me the truth.
The truth is we don't really know. They come up from the ground, and that's as far as we've gotten.
Really? That's it? I'm gonna regret asking this, but fine. What did the Chantry say?
According to the Chant of Light, the Maker imprisoned the old gods underground long ago, as punishment for tricking mankind into worshipping them. The old gods still whispered to some men, and taught them magic. These men became the Magisters of the Tevinter Empire. The Magisters used their gift to enter the Golden City, tainting it and themselves. They were cast out by the Maker, and became the first Darkspawn. They fled underground, bringing their taint to their gods. The tainted old gods were the archdemons who rose from their prisons and led the Darkspawn against the world.
Leading to the first Blight, I assume.
Yes, and it nearly wiped us out. When defeated, the Darkspawn flee back underground and seek out another old god to taint, thus bringing another Blight.
Well, why not follow them underground? Kill them before they can regroup again.
They've controlled the deep roads ever since they defeated the Dwarven kingdoms. Even if we invaded, we can only chase them so far.
That sounds like the kind of thing someone says when they just don't want to. But fine. There's supposed to be an archdemon with the Blight, right? Where is this one?
We haven't seen it yet. People are beginning to think this is just an unusually large Darkspawn raid without an archdemon to unify them. But seriously, the archdemon could be in the wilds or underground. It could be hiding. Just because it hasn't shown itself doesn't mean it isn't out there.
Well, it's possible, I guess. Is that why people are so skeptical about this being a Blight? Because it hasn't shown itself?
The Grey Wardens killed so many Darkspawn by the end of the last Blight. People decided they were gone for good.
But you said that they control the deep roads, which is how the Wardens know that they aren't gone for good. Right. Okay, so... Well, what is an archdemon anyway? What should we be looking for?
The old gods were dragons, so the stories say. Big ones. Intelligent, even. The Tevinter Empire had big statues of them. Each dragon had a name and a place in the cosmos. It's all very intricate. The archdemons may not be the old gods, but they're definitely dragons.
Okay. Well, I have some other questions about the Blight.
Of course.
How is it that a Grey Warden defeats a Blight?
We chop off the snake's head. It's the only way. According to texts, the most famous Grey Warden leader, Garahel, killed the archdemon Underal in personal combat at the Battle of Aesley to end the last Blight. Without the archdemon to command them, the Darkspawn flee back underground.
Good to know.
You want to ask me about something else?
Yeah, do you know anything about the upcoming battle?
The one tomorrow. I'll tell you. It's Tern Loghain we should be looking to win it, not the king. Kaelin just wants his place in history. The Tern is planning the strategy. That's my opinion, anyway. I guess I should be thankful the king favors us Grey Wardens. But I know who's keeping the lid on the pot.
Yeah, you're not the only one who's said that. Most people around Ostagar have been saying the Tern is the one who's going to save us. Loghain seems to have the loyalty of basically everybody. So what do you think I'll be doing during the battle? Do you know where we'll be placed?
You know, that's a good question. The other Grey Wardens are riding into battle with the king. I don't know if you'll be with them.
Right, well, why is it happening here anyway? Ostagar is fine, but isn't there a better place?
We're at the edge of the Korkari Wilds, the eye of the Blight storm, right where the Horde will be coming. Ostagar itself is an excellent defensive position. The Wilders were pushed back from here time and again in ancient days.
So you think we have a very good chance of success then?
I'm sure Tern Loghain has the battle planned to the last detail. Still, no Blight has ever been defeated with so little cost.
Right, but I've heard Loghain is a strategic genius. Do you really think we could fail? What would even happen if we did?
If we don't break the Horde here, Duncan says it will spread until it engulfs all of Ferelden. Then it will take an alliance of nations to fight it, which would be bad. Neither the king nor the Tern really seems to believe this is a real Blight, however.
Okay, well, we should probably get back to it.
You want to ask me about something else?
No, I think that's it.
Then let's get a move on, shall we?
Indeed we should. Oh, Alistair approves +3. Wow, I don't know where that came from, but it's there. Alright. So I've customised all of my companions to a certain extent. Some of them just have new face textures, some of them actually have new head morphs. Others have new armour and stuff. Morrigan has a new head and a new robe. The head is one that I've always used since I found it. It's the Sacred Ashes face. And since Inquisition, it probably doesn't fit quite right anymore, but I still love it. And since I've always used it, that's how I see Morrigan now. So I'm not sure if I could switch to another head for Morrigan. But we'll see. We'll see how it looks. I don't know. And the robe, I used to use the Sacred Ashes robe as well. But I was going through and I saw the practical Morrigan robe. And that looks so cool. I really love the scarf look to it. So she's wearing that. And Flemeth. Flemeth was interesting. So interesting to try and get looking different, but still kind of like there's a hint of what you're going to see in Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition, you know? So I've got the Sky Moves concept art Flemeth head, which changes her hair to be sort of a pulled back style, very white, not grey, as it was in vanilla. So it's a closer match for later games. She also has some dark war paint over her eyes, which just looks really, really intimidating and cool. But the robe is actually for Morrigan. So if you look for it, it'll actually be a robe for Morrigan. But I loved it. As soon as I saw it, instead of putting it on Morrigan, I just immediately put it on Flemeth, and it looks so good. Like the colours, the cut, everything, the style just, makes me think of Flemeth to come. Far more than it makes me think of Morrigan. You'll see. You will see soon enough. Okay. Really excited for what you actually think about this, but okay, let's get into it.
Well, well. What have we here? Are you a vulture, I wonder? A scavenger, poking amidst a corpse whose bones were long since cleaned? Or merely an intruder, come into these darkspawn-filled wilds of mine in search of easy prey?
I don't know, I think her face looks a bit too scrunched up now. Inquisition has spoiled me.
What say you?
Never mind.
Scavenger or intruder?
The wilds don't belong to you. The most you could say is you belong to them. Any Dalish would understand that. Though I'm curious why you have such a belief.
Because I know them as only one who owns them could. Can you claim the same? I have watched your progress for some time. Where do they go, I wondered. Why are they here? And now you disturb ashes none have touched for so long. Why is that?
Don't answer her. She looks chastened, and that means others may be nearby.
Oh, you fear barbarians will swoop down upon you.
Yes, swooping is bad.
She's a witch of the wilds, she is. She'll turn us into toads.
Devith,
Witch
don't let the
of the
side down.
wilds. Such idle fancies, those legends. Have you no minds of your own? You there. Women do not frighten like little boys. Tell me your name and I shall tell you mine.
Very well. And Darren Atishan. I'm Laurel, formerly of Clan Sabri, now of the Grey Wardens.
Now that is a proper civil greeting, even here in the wilds. You may call me Morrigan. Shall I guess your purpose? You sought something in that chest? Something that is here no longer?
Here no longer. You stole them, didn't you? You're some kind of sneaky witch thief.
How very eloquent. How does one steal from dead men?
Quite easily, it seems. Those documents are Grey Warden property, and I suggest you return them.
I will not, for 'twas not I who removed them. Invoke a name that means nothing here any longer if you wish. I am not threatened.
Do you know who did remove them?
'Twas my mother, in fact.
Really? Well, in that case, I request a meeting with your mother.
There is a sensible request. I like you.
I'd be careful. First it's, I like you, but then zap. Frog time.
She'll put us all in the pot, she will. Just you watch.
If the pot's warmer than this forest, it'd be a nice change.
Follow me then, if it pleases you.
That was definitely Jory's best moment.
Greetings, Mother. I bring before you 4 Grey Wardens who...
I see them, girl. Much as I expected.
Are we supposed to believe you were expecting us?
You are required to do nothing, least of all believe. Shut one's eyes tight or open one's arms wide. Either way, one's a fool.
She's a witch, I tell you. We shouldn't be talking to her.
Quiet, Davith. If she's really a witch, do you want to make her mad?
There is a smart lad. Sadly irrelevant to the larger scheme of things, but it is not I who decides. Believe what you will. And what of you? Does your elven mind give you a different viewpoint? What do you believe?
I believe that you have something we need.
They did not come to listen to your wild tales, Mother.
True, they came for their treaties, yes? And before you begin barking, your precious seal wore off long ago. I have protected these.
You... Oh, you protected them.
And why not? Take them to your Grey Wardens and tell them this Blight's threat is greater than they realize.
Well, I think this is all we came for. Masaranas.
Such manners. Always in the last place you look. Like stockings. Oh, do not mind me. You have what you came for.
Time for you to go, then.
Do not be ridiculous, girl. These are your guests.
Oh, very well. I will show you out of the woods. Follow me.
That outfit just looks so good. Slight clipping around the neck, but that's because it was made for Morrigan, so I assume it doesn't actually clip on Morrigan's neck, but never mind. I still think she looks awesome. I think they both do. I think Morrigan's face is perhaps a little bit too squished up. I think she could do with having her face elongated a bit at the nose and then down. I don't know. She has a very weak chin, I've noticed. Very weak. But yeah, I still love that face though. If I could edit it myself, I would, but I can't do meshes, so... Yeah, well, anyway. I think this is where I'm going to leave it. So, next episode we will finish off Ostagar, speak with Duncan, get the joining ritual done, and then hopefully we'll get to the Tower of Ashal. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button. I upload 5 videos a week, so subscribe and you'll be notified when those go live. Hit the bell to update your notifications. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.